Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And in this video today, guys, I want to talk with you about something that's been on my mind for a while. You know, I've talked on a lot of my videos about the importance of getting a place in the wilderness, you know, getting away from the towns and the cities and Babylon. You know, everything is going to break down eventually in society. And people are going to do the things like you've seen, the atrocities that took place in Katrina and other things like that, you know, people freaked out. And it's going to happen. And I'm not saying that to fearmonger to you. I want to tell you a lot of positivity from the rest on into this video. You know, for a person that's lived on a farm and been a simplistic kind of person most of my life, I've seen the point where that, you know, my dad, at one point we thought we were going to lose the farm because my dad lost his job. And, you know, such a simplistic lifestyle, how much that affected me then. I can only imagine people that's so ingrained in society. You know, you're so connected because you have no means of getting your utilities if you don't have the utility company. You have no means of getting the water if you don't have your water company. You know, you don't, all these things, all this around you that's been built up that you're so dependent upon. You know, the Orwell factor is what I call it. Look at this. This is given to us from nature and from the Most High, and it requires nothing that you except you show up and use it. You know, and you know, all we have to do is take care of this and it'll take care of us. And that's why I think it's so important that whether you label yourself a prepper or a homesteader, one day you're going to be a survivalist, because it's going to take this to help you survive, because the city's going to be in chaos. People like myself that's lived on a farm and very rural, even that's going to be chaos. And it's just things that people don't take into consideration. And you need to do it now. Take advantage of it now. You know, if you could get 1 acre of land like this right here out in the middle of nowhere, it's priceless treasure, even if you had to live in a tent on it one day, because I'd rather live in a cardboard box or a tent out in something like this than to try to stick it out in the cities or out there on my farm whenever stuff breaks down. And it breaks my heart to say that, because, you know, for years, that's always been my end game. And I had to reprogram that, you know, and that's just not the end game. This is the end game out in the wilderness. You look in Scripture, every time that, you know, things come about, you look, Moses went into the wilderness. When the prophets were in danger, Eliyahu, he went into the wilderness. In the last days, the remnant of the believers in the Most High out in the wilderness. It is a trend. This is the safety net, okay? This is your safety net. And you need to get out in this, you need to be a part of it as much as possible. Not only that, it's a deprogramming from society. Because people, I don't have television, okay? I don't have, you know, network TV. The only time I get any info that I want, I go to YouTube or I Google it, all right? And I try not to stay away from that. This is where people need to be. This is where we were created to be at. And so, I guess my final words to you would be this. The more and more you prep, the more and more that you hone in your skills in homesteading, you need to be honing those skills to totally take all those things, disconnect, and get back to nature. You know, because this prepping in place thing and all that, it's not going to fly later down the road. You need to have somewhere you can get to away from everything else. And speaking of being out here in the wilderness, you know, getting your family away from the things that are coming, I think is what, you know, is so important. And building those ties with people now. And speaking of that, I want to show you something really awesome, and then I'll cut back to what I'm talking about.
Well, actually, I want to say that, like, I don't know, something to think about. It's awesome out here, and I have just been, like, we got everything planned out, and I've just been dying to look around and like, we've been through a crap thing together. We've gone through a lot. Are you married? There's a little surprise. I don't know if you can see it through the top or not. Take it off and look at it this time.
I don't know if you can tell, but that was the symbol we used to draw on the desks at school and stuff when we were kids.
So, you know, just like Brian just gave Amy a ring and, you know, they're going to get married, building those ties now, you know, both of them are like family to me. Just like, you know, my wife, me and her have a special bond. They have a special bond. But all of us as a group have a special bond. Here we are. This is what is important right now, folks, because bad times are coming. But, you know, I don't live every day like it's depression zone. You know, I try to make the positivity out of every day because I know hell is coming. Okay, you know, bad times are coming. And we're going to deal with that when it comes. But in the meantime, you know, you can make preparation and you can have quality time one with another. It's just like I said, I think I said that in a video at the beach last year. You know, we were talking about Syria and Egypt and Iraq, which is modern day Babylon, and Iran is, you know, that's a fulfillment of 2nd Ezra chapter 16. All these prophecies are coming to a head, but you know, we still can make the most out of every day because time's going to continue until the Most High comes back. And when he does, the new kingdom's going to be set in place. So just some food for thought, you know, when it comes to talking about family, you know, make sure that they get their disconnection away from Babylon, because although you may have disconnected, it means nothing unless everyone else is on the same level playing field. So I hope that's a help to you. Until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua's name.